video, we're gonna work on the neck and our shoulders. So go ahead and grab a block if you have one, or a thick book or small pillow will work as well to sit on if that's more comfortable for you, as well as a strap or a hand towel will work as well. Let's get started. So let's get started in comfortable seated position. For some of you, that may mean sitting on a pillow or a yoga block under your bum, so go ahead and get situated there. As I've mentioned before, you might want a small towel or a yoga strap. If you have one, you may need that later. So let's go ahead and get started just with a couple inhales here. So let's take our hands up, looking up at our hands, inhale. And then exhale, cactus arms. Again, inhale. Really opening up that chest. Warming up those shoulders. Inhale one more time. And exhale. Good. I always like to start with a few deep breaths. So let's root one hand down, doesn't matter which one. Keeping that shoulder down, so you really want to root through the floor here, and then tilt your head to one side. So we're going to gently pull on the side of the head, opening up the left side of your neck. Oh, hi, Chester. Hi. Just opening up, just a gentle pull here. Really think about grounding down through that hand. You should feel a nice stretch right here. Okay, just opening up that left side. We're going to have nice open necks and shoulders when this is all done. Okay, and then gently releasing it. And then going to the other side. Same thing, rooting down through this hand now, keeping that shoulder down and away from your ears. And then gently, a gentle pull on the side of the head. And we're still breathing, as always. Good. Opening up that neck. Of course, you can always pause me and hold these longer or revisit them later. I recommend doing some sort of neck opening in the morning and at night before bed, just making sure you're ready for bed, that there are no cranks in your neck, or I call them cranks, cracks, whatever you want to call them, or in the morning, just start to gently release it, open up your neck. In the mornings, I like to go side to side, just get mobility going. Go ahead and do that now. You should start to feel a little more mobile now that we're opening up the neck. This is good in the morning after laying all night. You don't necessarily want to jump right into stretching right outside of bed. You kind of want to do more mobility moves. Okay, back to neutral. Now what we're going to do is roll to one side and then come to center. Just let your head hang for a moment. Nice straight posture, by the way. Adjust if you need to. And then ear over to the other shoulder. Again, keeping those shoulders down. I like to place my hands on the floor. You can place them in your lap if you want. Really think about driving the opposite shoulder down, rolling to the middle, holding it there for a moment. This is where we exhale. Inhale, ear to one shoulder. Exhale, center. Inhale to the other shoulder. Exhale, center. Inhale to one shoulder. Exhale, center. One more on each side. Actually, one more on the other side so we're even. Good. Let your head hang here. Nice straight posture. Again, shoulders are relaxed. Take your hands gently at the base of your skull, gently intertwine your fingers, and then just let your arms hang. Just the weight of your arms. Don't pull too hard. You should feel no pain in any of this. If you do, just let up on it a bit. If you know you have some disc issues or any kind of injury from the past, go easy. None of these should hurt you in any way. This is meant to help and help ease any discomfort and even help bring healing. Still breathing. Feel that nice opening, maybe a little bit in the upper back and the back of the neck. Now gently release your fingers, hands down to your lap, and gently slowly bring your head up. All right, so now we spent a lot of time looking down during the day, so that probably didn't feel too weird to do. What we're going to do now is plant your hands next to you. What we're going to do is send our shoulders back and open up. You don't have to go as far as me, but just open up. It's a little hard for me to talk like this. Sending, our shoulders are still down out of our ears, looking up at the ceiling if you can, letting that head hang back slightly. Feel it, the front of your neck opening up. Good. Very nice. Good. Okay, gently coming back to neutral now. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side to show you this. You can stay seated for this part, or actually no, I'm going to stay here. I think it'll be easier for you to see from the front. So what we're going to do first, actually I will show you on the side. Stay where you are, seated. You do not need to get on your knees like I am. Go ahead and clasp your hands behind you. Again, if this is not accessible for you, go ahead and use your towel. You just bring it behind you and hold it like this, just to start to open up the front of those shoulders and the chest. Usually when your shoulders are tight, your chest can be a little tight too. Now, for those of you who are a little more open, clasp your hands together. If you can get your palms together and you can straighten out your arms, even if you have a little bend, that's okay, but if you're able to straighten your arms, awesome. Nice straight backs here, so we're comfortable seated. Good. If maybe your palms are out like this, that's okay. Eventually work toward getting your palms together. Breathing here. One more. Gently release it. Now, you're in your seated position, so if you had one foot on top or in front or however you're sitting, go ahead and switch feet. So you're opposite, so you're sitting evenly here. Again, up on a pillow or block if this is not comfortable for you, okay? So that you have a good straight spine. You can see my beginner video for more on how to sit properly and all the basics for yoga. Okay, so now what we're going to do is one more thing seated before we move on. Go ahead and take both hands, cross one arm over the other, doesn't matter which, just remember which one it is you start with, and then you're going to bend the bottom arm, bend the top arm, and see if you can get your palms to touch, okay? They aren't going to be perfectly aligned probably. If they are, that's amazing. I'm clearly not there. But naturally, really your fingers should come to about your palm, okay? The fingers of the bottom arm. Okay, so now lifting up if you're able to, lifting up those arms a little bit. This is great for your shoulders, so really think about lifting up. And you know what, I'm actually going to turn this side so you guys can see me again. Now something you can do, if this feels pretty good for you and lifting your arms feels good, you can give it a tiny little back bend here. And breathe. Letting that neck fall back a little bit too. Do not do this if you feel like you're going to fall backwards. But because you're seated, you should be fine. If you want to get on your knees for a little more extension, you can, but not required. Gently come back down if you were opened up, and gently untwine your hands. Okay? So now I'm going to come back to face you. Okay, so now we're going to do the opposite. So now, I believe I did that one. So bringing the opposite arm that you did before over, and then bending the bottom arm, bending the top, and bringing it so that your hands touch, and then lifting up those elbows if you can. You might notice one side's tighter than the other. That's totally normal. And again, maybe we do a little opener here. Breathing into it. Good. Very nice. Gently bringing it back if you were in the opener. And gently untwine your hands. Okay, good. Now what we're going to do is briefly come onto our hands and knees. So if you need a blanket or a pillow under your knees, go ahead and grab that. So what we're going to do is just quick cat-cow here. So you're in neutral. Your wrists are directly under your shoulders. Your knees are directly under your hips. So letting your belly sink down toward the floor, look straight forward. You probably can't tell as much. My belly is going toward the floor. I'm looking forward. And then with this we inhale. And then we're going to exhale into cat. Letting your neck elongate here. This is really good for your neck. So be thinking about your neck, extending your neck, now going back into cow. Hips are up, belly is down, shoulders are down, they are not up here, they're down. We're pressing through. Exhale. I like to exhale out my mouth for this. Sending that back up toward the sky. Neck is nice and long. Ears are aligned with our bicep. Good. Now coming back to neutral. Just a little warm up there. Now take your right hand. Inhale up. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale. We're going to bring that right hand under that left hand, letting that right shoulder sink down to the floor. Keeping those hips up nice and high. All right. And then you can relax that left arm. You can reach it forward if you want. Totally up to you. Whatever feels good, but you should feel a nice stretch in your right shoulder here. Maybe in your upper back. Remembering our upper back is very connected to our shoulders. So if you have shoulder tension, a lot of the time you might have upper back tension as well. And breathing, nice deep breaths here in and out your nose. Holding that belly in to protect the back. Good. Hips are nice and high. Just holding this. We'll hold this for a few breaths. This is really, really good. Good. Now take that left hand, place it on the mat, pressing through that left hand, coming back up to neutral. Good. Okay. And as you can guess, we're going to do it on the other side. So lifting up that left hand, reach, 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 reach. And now we're going to thread the needle under that right hand. And you might notice one side's tighter than the other. This side is definitely tighter for me. Relax that right arm or reach it forward. Sometimes I like to think about driving that right armpit down toward the floor just to challenge myself. But, you know, again, this is enough for you. Just hold it here. Hips are nice and high. Hips are stacked over the knees. Good. Nice long breaths here. Inhale and exhale in and out the nose. Good. This feels so good after a long day. Now, planting your right hand, driving through that right hand, coming back up to neutral. Okay, so now last thing here on our knees is what we're going to do is you're going to reach your hands, fold forward while keeping your hips up to the sky. Now, you're going to let your forehead sink toward the mat or the floor. And it's fine if your face does not meet the mat. You may not be there. If you have really tight shoulders, you might be up here and be like, this is all I can do. That's fine. We all start somewhere. Really practice this pose. This is great for opening up the shoulders. If you're able to let your forehead rest on the ground, great. Think about those shoulders as you reach forward, but allow your elbows to relax onto the floor. You don't want to strain the shoulder joint. Hips are nice and high. Again, you may feel a little release in your upper back as well as your shoulders here. That's great. Deep breaths here. Good. Okay, now gently walking yourself back to your knees. And then what we're actually going to do is going to come up to your feet. Okay, so now our last part for this is standing. So first what I would like for you to do is we're just going to give the shoulders a little more love. Just start alternating. I call these bear hugs for yourself. I'm just going to warm them up a little bit in the chest and fronts of the shoulders. Okay? You don't have to go as fast as me. Go at your own pace. Great. Okay. And then what you're going to do is we're just going to, this is again mobility, just start with one arm going back. Going back, getting that joint really nice and warm here. Good. Good. And then opposite direction. You are going back, go forward now. Good. Okay. And now other side. Same thing. Going back, just a few here. Really taking good care of those shoulders, getting the joints working. And again, if you have shoulder issues, you know what you can handle. If this does not feel good, don't do it. Another option here, I'll show you in a moment. Another option we can do are shoulder rolls. So rolling your shoulders, getting them nice and open. This is another one that's really good to do in the morning after you wake up or even before you go to bed, just so you're ready for bed. Okay, so I'm going to show you one of my favorite shoulder openers. This is actually something you can do on the floor too, but I'm going to show you the wall version today. So what you're going to do is come up to the wall with your hip next to the wall. And you're going to bring your arm up along the wall and see how close you can get to the wall with your arm behind you in an L shape, okay? You can just relax your other arm, and you may be like this and feel it, like where you're facing the wall, because that's like all your shoulder can handle. That's fine. Do not push too hard, but just enough where you feel probably the right amount of tension. You should know when you feel it. I'm definitely feeling a nice stretch right now in my front shoulder. That's where you should be feeling it too. Again, breathing, opening up those shoulders. You're going to feel so good after this. Good. And you can hold this for as long as you want, or always come back to it. Okay, gently. I'm facing the wall. I'm just switching around to face the other way. Same thing on this side. And you may find one side is just feels much more open than the other. So this one feels a lot better to me. I actually have an old injury in my right shoulder that makes some of these feel kind of awkward. So you may find that too, but just go with it. Do your best, but be safe. And make sure you're keeping your shoulders anchored, like you don't want to hyperextend them, which I am in danger of doing with this one sometimes. So I make sure that it's in a secure position. Go ahead, breathing. Good. lacing out of it. And that's it for our neck and shoulders today. If you like this video, please comment below. Let me know what your favorite part is, what you would like to see more of. And also, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe at the button below. Thanks, and I'll see you guys.